The exercises featured in the Nova Yoga Show are not suitable for everyone. It is recommended that you consult a physician before beginning this or any other exercise program.
Hey friends, welcome. I'm so glad you could join us today. I'm Melanie. I'm here at Nova Yoga Studio in St. Johns, Newfoundland. And joining us today, we have Ayla and Robert. So Ayla is going to be practicing some modifications. So if you're new to yoga, you might want to check out what she's doing. And maybe if you want to try some variations, if you've been practicing a little longer, you can check out what Robert is doing. So today, a lovely, soothing practice. We're going to relax, unwind, and feel so very fine. So we're going to start seated, and if you want to lift your hips up on a blanket or a block, you can follow Ayla and boost your hips. And you're going to find any comfortable cross-legged seat, and we're going to place the hands on the knees, palms down, and we'll close the eyes. And we'll let the breath drop in. Inhale and really fill up with breath. Feel that the breath reaches down to the toes even and fills up the whole body up to the crown of the head. And then exhale, that lovely release that lets you let go of any tension, any stress, any worry or struggle. In through the nose, filling up. Using the back of your throat as you exhale to create your ocean-like sound. Let the breath be soothing and relaxing. Let it really center you and let it bring you to this moment, the present. And then opening up the eyes. We're going to circle the torso. So as you inhale, shift your torso to one side, offer the heart forwards, and then as you exhale, a little rounding of the spine as you circle back. Let's keep that going in that same direction. So inhale. It's almost like you're stirring a great big pot with your torso as the spoon. Exhale, circle back. We'll take one more round in that same direction. And exhale. And then we'll sit up nice and tall. We will take that in the other direction, but first, let's extend the leg. Extend it out to the side. And you're going to sit with your opposite knee bent, sole of your foot connected to the inner thigh. And we're going to take on a yummy side bend, revolved Janu Shirshasana. So inhale to lift the arm. And then exhale to reach the arm up and over, kind of like you're aiming for your toes over your head. And we'll pause here. You can look up or down and think about opening up the ribs a little more to the sky. And breathing into that space, that expansion through your side. And then coming all the way up. Inhale to lift the arms up, turn to face that extended leg. And with your exhale, hinge at your hips, just a gentle fold out over the leg. We're still warming up. And just place your hands on either side of the leg, palms down. And can you flex the foot of that extended leg? And can you keep your heart reaching forward so that you don't round or hunch? And then rising up from that fold. And coming back to your cross-legged seat, drawing the heel in, bringing your hands to your knees, palms down, and let's circle the torso around the other way. So as you inhale, shift the torso to the opposite side, start to offer the heart, and then with your exhale, circle it back. This should feel really, really nice. Inhaling. Exhaling. One more time around. Inhale. And exhale. And then lifting and lengthening through the spine. And we're going to free that opposite leg. Stretch it out to the side. keeping the other knee bent, foot connected to the inner thigh. And we'll start with that side bend. So inhale to lift the arm, then exhale to take the arm up and over. Pausing here as you enjoy the pose, enjoy your breath. Maybe spiral the ribs a little more open to the sky. And then inhaling to come up. Turn to face your extended leg, both arms lifted. And with your exhale, hinging, folding, let your palms, your hands rest. Shoulders onto the back, heart reaching forward. And brightening up that extended leg, toes turned to the sky. Make sure that you're breathing freely throughout the pose, throughout the body. And feel the changes and the shifts that occur when you breathe. And then rising up from this place. And let's make our way out of the seated position. And we're going to come forward into hands and knees. And from hands and knees, we're going to take on a child's pose with a bit of a side stretch. It feels really nice, one of my favorites. So we're going to sit back onto the heels, and we're going to keep the arms reaching forward. So I want you to pause here for a moment and rise up onto the fingertips and just notice and enjoy what you feel then through the shoulders, the armpits, the upper back, that real nice expansion, that space, that release. And then you're going to lift your torso, you're going to pick up your chest, and you're going to let your heart rest on your left knee. Arms extend out to frame the head, so you're kind of twisted in your child's pose. And then you'll rise up onto the fingertips, breathing into your right side. And then lifting up from there, walking your hands through center, all the way over to the other knee. Lift the chest, rest the heart on the knee, extend your arms out to frame the head. And then rising up from this position, walk your hands back to center. And let's shift forward into hands and knees, and we'll enjoy a downward facing dog. So from hands and knees, make sure the wrists are under the shoulders, the knees are under the hips. We'll curl the toes under, and we'll lift the hips up and back. Spread your fingers wide, firm up your arms, and then think about what you want in your downward dog or from your downward dog. So do you want to be still here for 5 breaths, or do you want to move around? Any way that you can give back to yourself, any way that you can release, any way that you can unwind. And then let's walk the hands back to the feet. So soften through your knees and walk the hands all the way to the back of the mat. Take your time. And you're going to hang out in your rag doll. So bend through the knees, relax your spine forward. If you're following Ayla, you might want to hold on to elbows. I think Robert and I are just going to hang and sway. Make sure the head is heavy, back of the neck long, so there's no tension. It's just complete and total relaxation forward. And as you shake your head, just shake away any trouble, any worry, any stress, any tension, anything that gets in the way of you unwinding, relaxing, and feeling good. And if you're holding onto your elbows, just let your hands drop, let them hang. And together we'll roll up the spine, so pressing down into the feet, keeping the knees bent as you roll, stacking the spine. And your head will be the very last thing to come up. It's going to float on top of your body. And from here, we'll roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the shoulders high. And then exhale, release them down. Let's repeat that 2 more times because it feels so good. Inhale up. Exhale. We can store a lot of tension throughout the shoulders, so this is a nice way to get back to the self. Inhale, shoulders rising, and exhale, release them down. And let's walk all the way to the top of the mat. And we're going to move into a modification on a sun salute, something that's just a little more soothing, a little more flowy, juicy. So we're going to step into our mountain pose, standing tall, standing strong. Inhale, take the arms wide out and up, reaching for the sky. And with your exhale, take your arms wide and bring your hands to the back of your thighs so you massage all the way down the length of your legs. And touching the ground, bend your knees if you need, relax your neck and your head. And as you inhale, half lift of the spine, so palms to the shins or fingers in line with the toes as you find that flat back. And with your exhale, you're going to step right back into downward dog. So placing your hands, step back 1 foot at a time into that upside down V position. Together, we'll take a deep breath in and let it out through your mouth. Soothing sigh. And then bending your knees, walk your hands to the back of your mat. So traveling all the way to the feet. Into ragdoll, bend your knees, relax forward. But let's join the hands behind the back. So we're coming into a bound version of ragdoll, working towards straighter arms, lifting your knuckles to the sky. Let your head be heavy and breathe throughout the shoulders. This should feel really, really good. Then keeping that connection of the hands. As we roll up, stack the spine. And again, the head is the last to arrive. And maybe a little lift of your chest at the top, maybe even looking up. And taking your arms wide out to the side, up to the sky. And join your palms, take your hands all the way down through the middle. Release your arms by your side. And let's walk forward to the top of the mat. And we'll take another round of that yummy sun salute. So standing in your mountain pose. Inhale, arms wide, out and up, stretching to the sky. Exhale, arms wide. Hands to the back of the thighs, massaging all the way down the length of your legs. And touching the ground, bending your knees if you need. Inhale, half lift of the spine. Let the heart shine forward. Exhale, place your palms, step it back, downward facing dog. Enjoying your downward dog for a breath, inhaling. And sigh it out. Bend through your knees and walk your hands to your feet, traveling to the back of the mat, again into ragdoll, hanging forward. Adding in that connection of the hands, interlace the fingers, knuckles rising to the sky, shoulders onto the back instead of shoulders falling down into the ears. Roll up your spine, keeping that connection of the hands. Little lift of the gaze and the heart at the top. Arms go wide, out and up. And then joining your hands, bring them all the way down through the midline. Arms by your side. And let's walk to the top of the mat. And let's take on a couple of balancing postures so that we can really cultivate some focus. So hands to the hips to start. And we're going to shift the weights into the left foot. We're going to find tree pose. So let's all start with the right heel connected to the left ankle and just taking a moment here to feel what it's like to transfer most of the weight into that one standing leg. And if you're following Ayla, you can bring the foot to the inner calf. If you're following me, maybe hike the foot a little higher up onto the inner thigh. And Robert is going to go a little deeper. He's going to go foot to hip crease for half lotus. So I want you to make sure that you never place your foot on your knee, so you go above or below the knee. As you press your palms together in front of your heart, really squeeze the foot into the leg as the leg presses back. That will help you to balance. Maybe free the arms up if you want to extend the branches. And can you be here with ease? Can you breathe? And can you relax within the challenge? Now bring your hands to your hips. Point your knee forward so you release the base of your tree. And I'd like you to take your left hand to your right knee. And we're going to take it back into a twist. So to start to revolve through your torso and taking that right arm back behind you. So you can keep looking forward, or if you want more challenge, you can look back at the fingertips. Same breath carrying you through. And then unwinding, hands to the hips, and set the foot down. And then right away, bring your hands to the back of your thighs and massage all the way down the length of your legs. Inhale, half lift of the spine, palms to shins or fingers in line with toes. And as you exhale, touch the fingertips down and step your right leg back behind you. We're gonna go warrior two. So you're gonna anchor your back heel, foot is parallel with the back of the mat. And check out your alignment. You should have heel to arch alignment. Maybe coming up with some support, hands onto the thigh to help you up, or coming up your own way, or coming up with Robert, whatever you prefer. And lunging deeply into that front thigh for the warrior. And just making sure that your knee stacks directly over the ankle, never extending past. So just pause here for a moment, enjoying that quiet strength, that stillness. And then flip the front palm open. Inhale to stretch back into peaceful warrior, gazing up or down. Exhale, side angle. You can go variation, forearm to thigh. The arm can lift straight up or alongside the ear, or maybe you're going to reach a little deeper to the ground. Let's take it back into another peaceful warrior. Inhale, flowing back. And then exhale, warrior two. We're gonna hold it here. We're gonna go to lizard. So we're gonna circle the hands down to the inside of the foot, pivot onto the ball of your back foot and touch the knee down. Walk your front foot wider, make some space. And then from there, maybe you choose to stay on your hands with Ayla. If you have a block, maybe you wanna lower your forearms to the block. Or maybe you feel like you wanna go even deeper, forearms to the floor. Another option is to lift the back leg, lift the back knee. And so a few breaths to really treat the hips, to give back to the hips here. And we do so many things throughout the day that tend to tighten up the hips, like sitting, walking, and crossing the legs. So this is a nice way to counter all of those actions. And then coming back up onto the hands. If you were on your forearms, remove the block if you were using it. And just a nice, easy transition into child's pose. So you're gonna slide that left knee back. Taking child's pose, whatever version speaks to you right now. You can stack your hands or your fists and rest your forehead like Ayla. Maybe widening the knees if that feels better. Maybe even wrapping the arms around you, completely up to you. And then shifting out of child's pose, come forward into hands and knees. And we'll take it back, downward facing dog. Walk your hands to your feet, travel to the back of the mat. And give yourself a ragdoll. Keep the hands hanging. Roll up your spine. Head will be the last thing to lift. Inhale, one roll of the shoulders, lift them up. Exhale, set them down. And walking peacefully to the top of the mat. Bring your hands to your hips. Let's balance on the right leg, tree pose. Start with your left heel on your right ankle, shifting the weight into that right leg. And then choosing to go foot to inner calf, foot to inner thigh, or maybe foot to hip crease if you crave a little more challenge. Remember to avoid the knee. Stand tall, stand strong, press the palms together as you press your foot and your leg together. Maybe extend the branches up. Keep your gaze on one fixed point and keep your breath flowing. Feel how grounded, how centered, how focused you are in this moment. And then bringing your hands to your hips, let your knee point forward. Take your right hand to your left knee. Start to twist within the balance, so turning the torso, stretching the left fingertips back, and maybe even gazing back at the hand. And releasing that twist, hands to your hips, gently set the foot down. And bringing your hands to the back of your thighs, give yourself that yummy sweep of the legs as you fold. Inhale, half lift of the spine. With your exhale, touch the fingertips down, step your left leg back behind you for warrior two. So anchor the heel, back foot parallel with the back of the mat, front knee bent. You can come up with some support, hands onto the thigh, or you can make your own way up. Once you are lifted, check out your stance, front heel connecting with the back arch of the foot. Arms extend out, drawing in through the ribs, dropping the tailbone down, and gazing out over your front fingertips. Open the front palm up. Inhale, take it back. Peaceful warrior, that incredible stretch back. And then exhale, side angle, maybe going to the thigh, maybe going a little deeper, arm lifted straight up or alongside the ear, whatever feels best. And another stretch back into peaceful warrior, Parsa Virabhadrasana. Inhale to reach back. And then exhale, warrior two, holding there. Circle your hands down to the inside of the foot, lifting the back heel, lowering the knees so that we can find lizard, so the front foot walks a little wider. And the elbows can soften a little, stay up on your palms, or lower to a block, or maybe lower all the way to the ground. Remember, you can always lift the back knee if you want a little bit more. No pushing, no forcing. Be here with breath, be here with ease. And enjoy the space that you are making. Lifting back up onto your hands if you were low. Remove the block and take that front knee back and find your favorite version of child's pose, sinking hips to heels, however you want to position your torso, your arms, your knees, your whole body. And we're going to be here for a few moments in this soothing, centering, relaxed position, and we'll see you when we come back.
Interested in livening up your yoga practice? For more information on Melanie and Nova Yoga, check out novayogaonline.com or visit her at Nova Yoga Studio at 125 Longs Hill.
Hey yogis, welcome back. Today we are giving back to ourselves, moving through a practice that is soothing so that we can relax and unwind. So we're going to come up out of child's pose and we're going to lower to our back. So just taking a seat and swinging the legs forward. And we're going to roll down so you can take a hold of the back of the thighs as you roll, and take your time. And once you're on your back, we're going to move into a hip opener, reclining pigeon. So we're going to take the left ankle over the right thigh. Maybe you follow Ayla and stay here, maybe gently guiding that left knee a little more away from you. If you're following Robert and I, you can go ahead, clasp the hands around the back of that right thigh, starting to draw the leg closer in, deepening that hip opening. I think Robert is going to go for a little more, clasping the shin. And you can always use that left elbow to guide your left knee away from you. Breathe throughout the hips. And maybe even closing the eyes. Moving towards relaxation. The moment you've all been waiting for. So really starting to wind down in terms of the movement and the breath. And then setting the foot down, uncrossing the ankle. And we'll take this on the opposite side, so right ankle over left thigh. Flexing that right foot, that right knee moving away from you, maybe a hand on the thigh. Maybe stay there, or you can start to hug the opposite leg in, clasping the back of the thigh or maybe the outside of the shin. Remember, your right elbow is there if you want to gently guide the knee, that right knee away from you. See if you can relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, your eyes, and your mind. And setting your foot down, uncrossing your ankle. And just a brief moment in a twist, arms extend out the side. Let your knees roll to the left as you look to the right. Taking a moment here to release the spine. And the knees floating through center, all the way rolling to the right as you look to the left. And then drawing your knees back to center, hug them deeply into your chest. Inhale, draw the forehead to the knees. Big sigh as you stretch out, coming into your most comfortable position and giving yourself this rest, this relaxation, this chance to unwind. I hope you feel wonderful. I thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.
Hey yogis, we want to hear from you. Enjoy the show? Have a suggestion? We love your feedback. Send us a note at rogerstv.com or call 757-9600.